I don't think there's ever been a movie I've had so many ups and downs with before even seeing it as John Carter. I remember being very excited about it when I first heard about it because it's science fiction, and then when I heard some of the details of how intricate the world was, I was like, I don't think you can ever make that work. And then I heard Andrew Stanton was going to direct it, and my expectation level went through the roof again because he's done one of my favorite movies of all time, Finding Nemo and Wall-E, and he's a Pixar guy, and so then I'm thinking really great things, and then some early kind of reviews slash observations came back, and it was like, it's not working, maybe it's not working, then my expectations went down, and then as it got closer, more people were saying, no, it's actually a good movie, and my expectations started going up. So lots of baggage going into this one. I've thought way too much about it before even seeing a second of the movie. And you know, to be honest, I think that's a hindrance. I wish I could go to every movie with a completely blank slate. I think that would be so much fun and a great experience, but our world doesn't work that way. Promotions is such a big part of releasing a movie that you just can't go into one clean. At least it's very rare. So I go into John Carter with a lot of baggage. And what's the result? Well, we'll get there. First, John Carter is a very intricate story. It's a story of a man who finds himself on the planet Mars, and with apparently superhuman abilities because of his structure there. The way the human body is made apparently on Mars allows you to be like Superman is on Earth because of our yellow sun. So it's kind of one of those situations where he finds himself to be a superhero in a lot of ways, and how he deals with that. And there's also a real underscore element of the idea of sacrifice, in the idea of what it means to be a protector, what it means to be a savior in a lot of ways. There's definitely a lot of those themes, and they are played up, I think, very well, and not in a way that's distracting, but in a way that informs the story. All of that comes together to tell this science fiction tale of a man who is out of his place and is yet very specifically in the place he needs to be. Is it done well? Yeah, I think so. Really well. I came out of this movie really, really liking it. A, wanting to see it again as soon as possible, and B, really, really hoping that they'll make more from this universe, because I really fell in love with kind of the way things work in this science fiction universe and what it is, and really, really enjoyed myself. The reasons, one, I think the acting was good, maybe not great, but certainly not distracting. Two, the special effects, I thought, for all they've been talked about with budget concerns and everything, really came off well. The alien race, I think I'm going to get this right, I think it's a Thark is the alien race. They came off, I thought, very, very well. I felt the emotion in their performances. Even though they're just computer generated, I felt that those were real beings. I never felt taken out of the movie by the computer generatedness of them. And so that was really, really good. Also, great sense of humor in this movie. I really appreciate that. That's something I need as a movie viewer. I don't mind, a drama if I know going into it it's going to be serious. But even in those, a little bit of relief, comic relief is always welcome, and there's certainly some of that in this movie, and I think done very well and much appreciated, which doesn't surprise me with Andrew Stanton, because he's a funny guy, he's got a great sense of humor. But it doesn't detract from the overall adventure and action and science fiction elements of this film, which were just spectacular and wonderful. I felt engaged. And for as complicated and as intrinsic a world as this is, it's really surprising to me how well they managed to hold my attention, because there's a lot to understand about how this world works, who these creatures are, and the political elements of one race to another and how that works on their world, and stuff that could really bog down the story and exposition. Stanton and those who helped out with John Carter find a way to make it progress in a way that you don't feel bored by that stuff, or at least I didn't feel bored by that stuff. But really, at the end of the day, the reason this movie kind of goes to another level for me, and I really like it, is the emotion. There is a scene, maybe 3/4 of the way into this movie, that is just powerful, had me welling up a little bit, and is really touching in a way that is also creative in the way it's presented. And it was at that moment I knew I was in the hands of an expert, and I knew that this was a film that would stand the test of time. John Carter is a movie that may not be everyone's cup of tea. If you don't like science fiction, there may be certain elements of this movie that you just that just don't appeal to you. But at the same time, I think it's a movie that, if you look at the heart and the emotion of it, will appeal to many, if not most, of those who see it.